Happy Thursday evening. Welcome in. You know what that means. It's Thursday night. You're almost done with your work week. And it's also time for Way Offsides. We're going to be talking all sorts of stuff today. A lot of stuff. We have a
big
special
show.
Guest.
Big show.
It's just a big deal for us. It's a big deal for us. We're absolutely excited and blessed beyond measure to have some special guests who will join us here in just a minute. So while we wait on that, you know we have to do some housekeeping. Please do the daggum thing. If you haven't yet, please go subscribe. Follow us on everything at Way Offsides. This way with 4 A's. 3's not enough. 5's too many. 4, just like in the word Alabama. You can find us on YouTube, X, Instagram. I'm learning Instagram. I'm sorry for those of you who follow me on Instagram. I know my account's terrible. I'll be honest. It used to be a Disney blog account, and I just transitioned it over into Way Offsides, and it's a mess. But that's okay. We're most active on.
That's all right.
It's fine. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's take a look at the comments, see who was all in here. Who won? Who got in here first today? K-Spray did. Congratulations.
She was here like at 10:40 this morning.
Yeah, congratulations. You win absolutely nothing except for our respect. J-Bake, you got beat, man. Usually it's you. Not today. We've already got some questions in here for our guest. AK, right. How you doing, man? No, not big time. Just blessed beyond measure, man. Henry, Roll Tide, welcome in.
Roll Tide, roll.
Jason, we have a lot of people already in. What's going on, EJ? Welcome over on X watching. Tyler on YouTube. What's going on? A lot of you. Red, Red's
in the house. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, one of our Way Offsides officials, Red, is a member. If you want to be a member, ask Red. She'll tell you how to do it. Really, it's actually a cool gig. There's a lot of members-only content that we work on, especially when the season's going on. We do some tailgates, things like that. Alabama will be opening up against FSU. Luckily for me, I live in the state of Florida, and so we'll be over there in Tallahassee. Providing some food and sustenance for you all. So those members who will be there, sustenance. Urban Raj, what's going on? Welcome in. Daniel, how you doing? Kat, oh my goodness.
There's real royalty in here now with Urban Raj.
Yeah. Herb, Roger, you guys are going to be here in Tallahassee, correct? I hope so.
They will be.
Yeah. Byron, what's going on?
Yeah, Byron.
And Lewis, how you doing?
Lewis.
So, you guys
and Brian, I see lots.
Yeah, you guys absolutely love talking recruiting, and it's been a pretty big week for Alabama and a lot of other teams. with the 2026 class. A lot of folks going on summer visits, which is always fun to follow. It's really good to see. I mean, you look at these kids and their families and the work that they put in to get to a point to where they're getting these invites to pretty much, be showcased and recruited. And it's a really beautiful thing when you look at it. The old adage that hard work pays off. It's a really cool thing to see. Especially some of these kids that we know one day are going to have a future playing on Sundays. And we have one of those tonight, but we'll get there. But some movement for Alabama this week. We'll take a look at the.
Hang on. You keep dropping out of stage. There you go.
Am I alive?
Now you're there.
All right. So let's take a look at our Whoop board. For those of you who are new here, this is our Way Offsides official prediction board. These are players that we have predicted one way or another. It could be just because people much smarter than us and who do much better work than us have predicted them, or it could be that we know some folks. Jordan Edmonds, he's been committed for a while. Edmonds will actually, I believe, be back on campus this weekend. We have Xavier Crowell, Sadari Morgan, 4-star running back, 5-star wide receiver out of the state of Alabama. Sam Mutu, who committed this week, big get for the Tide. What's really cool about Sam is he's an interior offensive lineman, but he's a kind of a multifaceted athlete. He's a plug-and-play guy on that offensive line. He's got experience at tackle, guard, both sides of the line, and at center. So really big get for Kalen DeBoer and company over there in Tuscaloosa. We also have a prediction in for Brian Williams and 5-star safety Jair Edwards. I know what you're saying. Hey, Cotton, you didn't say one of the names on your Whoop board. No, I didn't. And there's a reason for that. That's because backstage waiting to come on and hang out with us, we have most talked about people in college football recruiting right now. Straight out of Gainesville, Mr. Xavier Griffin, his mom, Jay Clay. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you on.
Good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Good evening.
Everything. Look, guys, they were so patient. They hopped in with us, and Jeff broke everything, and so they're just super patient.
It's still mostly broken.
Yeah, it's okay. We're here, though.
Trying to be calm right now while these tech issues are happening behind the scenes.
Their names are. It's been a crazy day. I just randomly sent Jay a message this morning and was like, "Hey, we've got some time tonight. You want to be on the show?" She's like, "Who's this crazy person?" No, but she agrees. I get really excited, and then all of a sudden, Google Cloud goes down. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of what we do on StreamYard is backed up by Google Cloud. So I was like, oh no, but it worked out in the end. But you guys are here, and I know you are in the middle of a very busy summer. You're all over the place. We've seen you, in Tuscaloosa most recently. I believe you got some other visits scheduled, which is really, really cool. Xavier, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. I mean, dude, I got to say, man, I don't think I've ever said a recruit's name as many times as I said yours, talking about recruiting. Everybody. I post about, hey, this 3-star wide receiver is visiting Alabama, and they're like, when's Xavier committing? Like, when he commits, when he decides to. He's a grown man. We're talking about this. No, it's fantastic, man. You all eyes are on you in Tuscaloosa right now, and for good reason, dude. I've watched a lot of your high school film. I've kind of, I'm no analyst per se, but just looking at it, something that pops off the screen to me really big is you have this lateral speed that's really impressive. And to put it in Alabama terms, it really reminds me of somebody that Bama put in the first round this year, Jihad Campbell.
Yes,
Man, you are quick. You are very, very quick. And I want to know, where do you get that speed? Does that speed come from mom? Jay, does it get it from you?
Absolutely.
100%. Got it.
Got that right.
Noted. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Jay, I know that you were kind of talking to us backstage about how your family is really heavily involved in this process. And something that I've noticed that a lot of schools, Alabama specifically, is doing this year is they're catering a lot to families in the recruitment process. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's standard or if that's something that they're just kind of starting to figure out, hey, we need to recruit the families too. What's that process been like for you as mom compared to Xavier as the athlete?
It's been pretty awesome for me. the biggest thing is I'm sending my child to you. So I need to be as comfortable with you as he is with you and as you are with him. So being able to talk to Coach C. Rob, talk to, Coach Womack, Coach DeBoer, it has been a great experience. Like, they're awesome people. They're great coaches, but they're also awesome people. And that's my biggest thing. I want to make sure, hey, the title behind coach, who is that man? So it's been a great experience.
Well said.
That's good. It's actually, yeah. And I think with, the position Alabama's in with bringing in new staff after Coach Saban retired, it's even more crucial because you want to know, who these guys are that I can't. I was talking to you a little bit about my kids. I've got one that's 18. And he's kind of talking about the military right now. And I'm like, whoa, bro, I don't know if I trust I went through that process. I don't know if I trust them with you. So I get it from a parent standpoint. I do. Now, Xavier, from your standpoint, I'm sure you feel very similar. It's awesome watching these people put that much effort into your family. Something I noticed on your visit at Alabama, that Alabama, they utilize a lot of the players that were on staff to help recruit you, to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Like what it was like, how you felt?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like that's a big part of like the recruiting process. And I think that's something like every school should do, just because like just getting to hear their side of their recruitment story and why they chose Alabama and, why they're still there. I think it's really important, like, and just getting the feel of who you would be around, if you went there. We went bowling, and like the photo shoot, like you see the picture with all the guys and stuff. Like, I feel like that's like big, just to feel that like family environment, I think it's really important.
Did they let you pick the number for your picture? Number 8?
Yes,
is that, did they let you pick that, or did they give you that with your name already on it? Okay. Like baseball, they give them some crazy number, like some those minor leaguers come in and get those crazy numbers before they get a real number. So
it looked really good. It really good. So
those days are fresh.
Yeah, the photo shoot was a whole vibe. It was awesome. It was fun.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Let me ask you a question, Xavier. And J2, you can speak to this since you've been alongside him as he's matured into this fine player. At what point in your career did you start to realize, hey, I'm better than everybody else? Like, I really got something here. Like, something could be here.
I would say I've always like known that I was pretty excelled, pretty good in sports, but I would say like football wise, like probably my 8th grade year, I think like it just made me more confident in the game and like just made me more comfortable. I started playing every other position and like nobody was stopping me. So I think that's when I really realized like I was different in football. So.
It's a pretty good indicator when nobody can stop you. Like, I may have something. You're one of those guys that were playing both ways, right? Every snap, you never came off the field. Kickoffs too. You were kicking off too.
Yeah, catching kick returns. Everything. Yeah,
everything.
You probably punted some too, didn't you? I had to get in there and punt once or twice.
Yeah, you gonna do kick returns in college, Xavier?
Hey, I will.
No. Hey, no, he said, put me wherever, man. I'll hit somebody.
Absolutely not. Mom, same question. When did you figure it out? When did it click that like this might be his path?
For me, like I said last night, as a parent, I've always spoke that over him from day one. I used to coach, my mom coached. So he's always had a ball in his hand, whether it was football, basketball, baseball, he excelled at everything he did, even at a young age. But like you said, definitely once middle school came about, it was like, okay, hey, he's serious about this. I made him quit in the 2nd grade, so he didn't want to get hit. So it's funny to see him now being the one hitting somebody. So I'm like, okay, here we go.
That
I don't want to get hit, so I'll do the hitting.
Right.
Absolutely. I like
that works.
All right, Xavier. Refresh my memory. Where all have you taken OVs to already, if you don't mind me asking?
Ohio State and Alabama.
And Bama. Can you give me just kind of like 2 standout moments? It could be from either place that really just kind of blew you away.
I'll say the first thing, of course, with Bama. I've already kind of talked about it, but the photo shoot, I think that was, I mean, that was big. Like it was just as soon as I like came out the little dressing area, like the music's playing, like everybody just came out of nowhere. Like
that's awesome.
It was crazy. Like all the recruits was getting in the picture, and all the players, like players there now, was getting in the picture. I think that was a big moment. Another moment I would say is probably like just going bowling with the guys, like the guys there now, and some of the recruits. Like that was fun. Like I really enjoyed it.
Bowling is like golfing. A lot of important decisions in life are made either on the links or at the bowling alley.
I'm terrible at
right.
I'm terrible, but no, you don't have to be good at either one of them. You just have to be there. Especially if you're with the group or your buddies, man, it's hard to have a good night at the bowling alley.
So keeping with the trend of going down memory lane, Xavier, what's like one of your favorite football memories you have growing up?
I got a couple. But
besides this one right now.
Yeah, I mean, us, of course.
I'll say 7th grade. I remember I returned a punt return. I think that was one of my like favorite moments. I would say another one of my favorite moments was 8th grade. I had been playing on defense for like four 3 games straight, and the fans and stuff, like they kept telling them to put me on offense and stuff. And I remember we was playing the school named Chastity, and I think we were down at halftime, and I still hadn't get put on offense. And then they put me in, and I scored first play. And then they put me in again. I scored first play again. And then I scored like one more time. We ended up winning the game. So I think that was probably my favorite moment.
He averaged
that's awesome.
4 touchdowns a game in middle school, literally.
There you have it. Look, listen,
Sark,
Norvell, Day, DeBoer, whoever's listening, he can return punts. He can return kicks, man. I'm telling you. This is the guy.
Man, just put him on the field. Just put him on the football field, and he'll make it happen wherever.
Yeah, that's what we want, man. So Jay, you talked a little bit about those relationships with the coaches. How does that feel now with this new staff? I mean, I'm not sure how much experience you had with some of the older staff, but in this sense, like, I mean, we get a lot of talk in our realm that, Alabama's going to fall off because Nick Saban isn't there anymore, but I feel like the culture is still pretty solid. Did you guys kind of get that same feel when you were there?
Oh yeah. For me, growing up as an Alabama fan, I tell people I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. So I have literally seen it all. But the staff that they have in now, Coach C-Rob obviously is who we talk to a lot. Coach Roach, his crazy self. It's just
Freddie's wild, man.
He is a mess, but they're just genuine people. You can tell they care about the boys on the field and off the field. And to me, that makes a difference, because at that moment, that's when you want to say, hey, I'll run through a wall for this man right here, and they give that. And you can tell it's a lot different. Like I told Coach Robinson the other day, we've been coming to Tuscaloosa for the last 3 years with recruiting. I said, and this is the first year that I feel like it's just a great vibe, all the way around, from the coaches to the staff, support staff, to the players, personnel, even in the training room, like the training staff, like it's just a great vibe. They're hungry. They're wanting to get back at it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do.
You can feel it. I think I've said that several times, Jeff. You can, even at a fan's level, it kind of resonates out. There's something special happening. And we're all really excited about it. So that's good to know. That makes me feel much more comfortable. I was worried, and now you say, now I'm not worried. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you can't replace Saban. Saban, he's the GOAT.
No, I mean,
come on. Yeah. But DeBoer is doing a great job, and the thing about it is, you look at last year and everybody, he's kind of losing control. You have to think about it. He's coming in, he's getting to know the players are getting to know him. So it's different. And you can tell this year, hey, they know DeBoer means business, and we're either going to get with it or, hey, you can get gone. And they had no transfers in the portal. So that speaks a lot.
Hey, I've been saying that for a year, that last year was year 0. This year starts year 1.
Absolutely.
Like everything last year is when that Michigan game ended, got snipped and flushed, and it's over. And from that day forward, it's been a totally different program, because the people that are there have had 3 chances to leave and have all stayed.
Exactly.
And that says a lot.
Yeah.
They're buying into something.
Oh yeah. I agree.
Now, Xavier, moving forward, a lot of the different recruiting agencies, some have you listed as the number 1 linebacker in the country, some as the number 2. You tell me, for when I do a video in the future and I talk about you, whether you commit or you do something crazy wherever you go to school, and I'm like, you got to see what this kid just did. Look at this kickoff he just returned for a touchdown. What am I to say? He's the number 1 linebacker in the country, the number 2. What do you want me to say? You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm the best player in the country,
Bingo, there it is.
That's not for me to pick, so it's.
But you got to feel that about yourself, if
got to.
You got to. I mean, that's how you keep the edge.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, something. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say. So, like these other top recruits, do you know many of them through camps or anything like that, or do you guys, communicate a lot, outside of the game?
Oh, we actually have like a big group chat on Instagram. It's like 200 people, like just talk with the nation, like. Yeah,
awesome.
So like a good bit of us talk a lot. And I've met a lot of people through camps and stuff and visits.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you guys can connect that way as you're all going through this whirlwind together. That none of you guys have gone through this, and so you're all going through this together and can communicate that way and bounce things off each other and whatnot. I think that's really, really important.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
feel free to add me to the group chat. I'm no D1 guy, but I think I'm funny. I want to ask you about something. You were with some Ohio State folks on a podcast yesterday, and Jay, I kind of heard you reference your faith a little bit in that interview. Now, that's something that Jeff, myself, Chris, and Bill, we're not always the best people, but that's something that we lean heavily on. How is that playing a role in this process for both of you?
You want to answer?
I would say for me personally, like, I just always ask God to like give me signs, about how I should like feel about school, or like if the school is right for me and stuff. Like I just always ask for signs, and I feel like I always get them. So, I think that's like faith, and I always pray about it. So, I'll tell you that.
Same thing. At the end of the day, this is a huge spotlight for a 16-year-old. He's not even 17 yet. So to be 16 and to have the attention that he has, I have to keep him covered in prayer. Definitely, absolutely. And even with myself, like just making sure that, we're taking him to the right places. He's speaking with the right people. Even with podcasts, like I told him, everybody don't have good intentions. So that's something that we always do. We talk about it, we pray about it. Definitely without God, none of this is possible. So at the end of the day, I want to make sure he's always covered. And he has a praying bonus mother, a praying grandmother, great grandmother. So he's always covered.
Nothing more important than family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jay's up here. Jay started preaching a little bit. I heard it.
Yeah. Preach, girl, preach.
I heard it.
Spitting truth.
Well, look, we don't want to take up too much of your time. We do want to be respectful of your time, and we just want to say, like, you guys are fantastic. Jay, again, absolute model of what a parent should be doing in terms of these situations with these recruits, especially at his level. And so, fantastic job, Xavier. I'll be honest. I want you at Bama, as does everybody in our chat. I'll tell you this, man. It doesn't matter where you pick. I'm going to be a huge fan of you. I'm going to watch you. can't say if you go to Ohio State, Texas, or FSU, I'm going to buy a jersey, but I'll be pulling for you, man.
We'll be pulling for you, though.
Yeah, you guys are welcome back anytime, and hopefully next time we won't have so many tech issues. Jeff, anything else before we let them enjoy the rest of their
I can't. I just heard thunder in the background, and I'm like, all right, now the weather's rolling in. It's like, really?
It is here too, and I live
for like 3 days.
Dude, I know. I'm like 3 miles from the ocean, and anytime it storms, my Wi-Fi just starts acting goofy, and I can see my little Wi-Fi indicator going nuts. So I'm like, yeah. Anyway, thank you both.
Thank y'all so much. Again, thank you guys so much. We'll be rooting for you. We'll be pulling for you. I'm not going to lie and say we're not going to reach out to you again. Hopefully have you back.
100%.
Regardless of where the Lord leads you to go to school and to play at the next level, it's going to happen. You're going to excel there. We're praying for you that God leads you to the right place. That's good, the best for you. Hopefully it's with us, but we understand.
We'll see June 29th.
Absolutely, we're ready.
That's right.
Hey, Xavier,
right.
if it's not Bama, I'll get that Sunday jersey when you get there. Okay, man.
Bingo. Right here. Right here.
God bless. Yeah,
that'll work.
Right here. Right here.
God bless you both. Thank you for your time. Have a great
you guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right,
Thank y'all so much.
Bye-bye.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Nice.
Chat, I hope you enjoyed it.
That was nice. I didn't even look at the comments. I hadn't even looked at the comments.
I haven't looked at comments.
I got that little marker says 125.
This comment, check it out. Hold on, not that one. J-Bake.
What, the arms one?
Oh, he said we got plenty of churches in T-Town.
That's right. Yeah, Brock's got it right. His mom's all Bama. I hope.
What's up, Amber? How do you guys feel? Let's go back through the chat. See how everybody's doing.
Sorry, I don't know who's in the chat. I had the window shut while we had Xavier and Jay on. I didn't want to lose their attention. We do have a super chat though. Hold up. Shout out Jeff Rimbert.
Yes!
Thank you for the super chat. Sorry, we just now got to it. But yes, thank you for the super chat. Roll Tide. Appreciate that very much. Very much.
You're right. We're going to talk about some of that coming up. For those of you who just popping in, we just had number one. He cleared it up for me. Number one linebacker in the 26 class, Xavier Griffin. His mom, Jay Clay. Fantastic, beautiful people. Thanks, Raj.
Thanks, Raj.
Absolutely wonderful people on the show. We'll have them back eventually. Man, how do you guys feel? I feel pretty good.
Pretty good. He looked good in that Bama gear. Not gonna lie, he was looking dope in that Bama shirt.
He did look good. D, that's okay, brother. That's fine. We're happy you made it in no matter what. Thanks, AK. It felt good. It felt good to me.
Man, I honestly could have kept talking to that dude for another hour. I mean,
yeah,
his mom.
I didn't want to keep.
I mean, it was
long,
they were so easygoing and they were so nice and they were just chatty and we could have gone an hour with them easy.
Chat says they feel good about it. Chat's confident. Lewis is confident. I'm with you, Lewis. I feel pretty confident too. I think that you can feel it, man. Alabama's in their blood.
Was
yeah, very spot on. We're definitely going to clip that and use it later.
So, you got that right.
Let's talk recruiting. Obviously, Xavier Griffin's on. I know a lot of you are waiting for some information to drop. Hayes Fawcett. Jeff, if my internet starts getting a little funky, tell me, man, because I got storms in my. Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you are waiting on these commitments to drop. We are not monitoring social media right now, so if they do, tell us in the chat, please. But to Clint Lamb's point, like they're coming.
When is Griffin's OV? He's already had it.
29. Oh, it's a Bama. He had it this past.
So he just got back from it.
Yeah, he's at Texas this weekend, and then he's at FSU the following weekend. And so,
so he narrowed down to Ohio State, Bama, Texas, and FSU. Those were his final four.
Absolutely.
And then he commits to Michigan.
Ooh, interesting. Thanks, Johnny.
What's that say? I know this is Bama Live. Keep it on Arkansas. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude. Listen, man.
We'll pick Suey, Johnny.
Listen, I think collectively everybody in the SEC is getting better. I think some of that can be attributed to transfer portal. I don't have any beef with Arkansas. I don't think I ever have. It's not Auburn, it's not Tennessee, it's not LSU. So I mean, I'm not too upset at it. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I'm glad Arkansas fans in here though. Hang around. We need somebody to talk Arkansas with as we approach the season. Hang around, Johnny.
Yeah. Please, yeah. I'd love to talk some Arkansas football with you over the course of the season, man. So be sure to sub if you haven't yet. Lewis is very confident. Amber's popping up elephants.
What's up, Amber? Crystal ball to Bama. We like that. I'll take the crystal balls.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. He is Whoop. Let's take another look at that Whoop board, Jeff.
All right, I'll dump you back on the stage. There he goes. Whoops.
There we go. All right, I'm here. So let's look at this Whoop board right now. This is where Alabama stands in terms of our predictions. Now, I got to ask this question. I didn't think I needed to be asked it, but there's some guys who are already committed to Bama who aren't on our Whoop board. As a lot of you know, my mother passed away in February, and so I was a little late kind of getting onto the recruiting train this year, and I didn't feel like it was right to put the guys that we didn't actually predict onto our board. So guys like Gibson and stuff like that, I wasn't really tracking those because I was spending time with my mother and then she passed. So that's why they're not on the board. That's why everybody that's committed is not on the board. Completely okay, but Alabama's sitting pretty, man. Very, very pretty. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think that Alabama is in a much better spot than we even realize, in the sense that do what?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, in a sense that right now, these are the guys we have Whoop, but I'm going to tell you some names that I want you to watch moving forward. Just some last names. You guys do what you want with them, but Kelly, Golden, Brooks, those are names that aren't on this list that I want you guys to just kind of keep an eye on moving forward. I do still think Kamari Brooks is a Georgia lean, but I don't know, man. I might be wrong there. Some sources I have are telling me it's going to be Bama, but it is tough to tell. So we'll see. Thank you all in the chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That wasn't really the point of talking about it, but thank you nonetheless. But Bama's making some noise this recruiting class. We talked about Sam Utu in the intro a little bit. Utu's the guy that Bama got a commitment from this week, fresh off of his official visit. Why is Utu such a big deal? He's a 4-star interior offensive lineman. Well, I already said it. He is a plug-and-play guy. He can play just about anywhere on the offensive line. He's very versatile. And Alabama last year had a crazy good offensive line class. Even with Ty Haywood bouncing at the last minute, the class was insanely good. But Utu is going to be that kind of piece that can come in, and when guys go down, he can just shift anywhere on that line and cover down. Jay Witt, I'm with you there. I wasn't ready to say it, but you beat me to it. Yes, watch Jet as well, I think. But Utu is a much bigger get than you're probably realizing. Now, I think Alabama is still in play with offensive lineman Malachi Lee. I do still think the lean there is towards USC. But in terms of Xavier Crowell, Sadarian Morgan, Brian Williams, and Edwards, I think Bama's in a really good spot for all of those. My confidence in Crowell and Morgan is around 85%. Griffin is probably around 60%. I'm feeling 75% right now after just talking with him. But, and Jaira's up there too. So how's all this happening? There you go, Daniel.
Bingo.
Yes, the answer is absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, Jeff, is he wrong?
He's not wrong.
No.
He's definitely not wrong.
So I made a video. This is a great comment. I made a video about this, and a lot of people weren't able to kind of swallow what I was saying, and I get it. It's because I was saying that Kalen DeBoer may do something better than Nick Saban, and that rubbed people the wrong way. But what I was getting at is Alabama potentially could sign a historic recruiting class this go around. Now it is June. Jay and Xavier just told us, his commitment's coming on the 29th. All the way up to like January 6th, you got a bunch of Bama targets who are going to be committing. Bama's going to land a lot of guys in that 3-week span. But we still got to make it all the way to December. This is why Jeff hates talking recruiting. What's up, Link? How you doing? Anything on Pro Throw? Yeah, I mean, he was in Tuscaloosa last weekend. Was it last weekend or does he go this weekend? I can't keep up. Let's look it up.
Is the same family? Was our
no.
Pro Throw?
No. But interestingly enough, there is a guy coming to visit this weekend who is the brother of the infamous Justice Terry. If you'll remember last year, we said Justice Terry's name probably 150 times. Yeah, so Perther visited 2 weekends ago. He was at Auburn last weekend. He's got a Florida visit this coming up weekend, and then he's going to be in Texas. Yeah, hang that one up. Hang it up to dry. I don't think Bama's going to make the move there. Now, Eric, that's another point, is Bama is in a position where they could sign 5-6 5-stars. That sounds crazy, but you've already got Jordan Edmonds, right? Let's say Xavier Griffin commits, right? We've got him. Sedaria Morgan. On some recruiting agencies, Xavier Crowell is a 5-star. Who am I missing here? They've got the potential to land Jaira Edwards. That's another one. Another one that's coming down the line at some point in time, potentially Anthony Tank Jones. That's 6 guys right there. And then you have to think that there's somebody on that roster that's going to get a bump at some point in time. It happened last spring. Sims, I don't know about Arrington, man. Arrington's playing the NIL game hard. Yeah, I've read that too. Amber, you guys are like, what am I doing? Like they're on top of it, man. Like the chat knows what's up.
These guys are going to go somewhere else at the very end. It's all for nothing.
Yeah, we're all going to be sitting here in December.
Like, my guy went where? Fresno State?
What? You know how you guys know it's the X chat. It's the X chat on Twitter. That's what it is, man. We talk about this stuff all day long in there. Which big shout out to EJ, J-Break, listen, if you guys want to talk about gumping hard, these guys were adding media members who have been kind of shelling on Bama recently into the chat today, into our group chat over on X, and just roasting them, just eating them alive. I don't condone that at all. I do not think you should be doing that. Keep doing it. But just hilarious. So Jeff, what do you think? What did you, let's go back to the interview and let's kind of review that a little bit. What did you get? What was your takeaway there?
Well, they're very grounded for being as young as he is and
Sure.
in this position that he's in. His mom is very focused, but you can tell it's about him. You know, she's not pulling the Landon Collins mom on TV doing that.
Oh yeah,
bit.
I forgot about that.
She's not doing any of that. She's guiding him and being that rock that he needs in this big transition. It's a big transition in life,
Right.
and he's dealing with all this still with a year of high school ball to play. So he's got to focus on that as well. But
Absolutely.
he's getting out of the way before that so he can focus on the season. But I was very impressed with, and before we went live, we were kind of chit-chatting with him, his mom a little bit, and they were laughing it up and cutting up with us, and it was very, very loose, very relaxed. He didn't seem like he was put out by talking to a couple of nobodies like us. He was very nice, and she was very nice, and
Yeah.
I can just tell that their bond is pretty special.
Yeah. Well, she said it. She's like, that they have to vet the podcast really well that they go on. And that means a lot that she said that, because that means obviously
That's
somehow.
a very wise decision. I mean, that's a very mature decision.
But what stuck out most to me, and I was trying really hard to balance talking to her and Xavier, but talking to Jay, she really loves Alabama. And I know that she used to go to school there, but she loves Alabama, and she is so supportive of this coaching staff. That was great. Yeah, that meant a lot to hear that she felt that this coaching staff is on the right track. And then she kind of explained last year DeBoer could be, struggling to keep the locker room together, and that showed up in the season. And now
Much different.
You can feel it in the air. Like, it's completely changed. It was nice to hear somebody much closer to the program on a daily basis than I am. She is a Gump, say something like that. Cause I've been saying it for a while. Like, it feels like it feels like the something in the air is just different.
That's true. They must not have caught after dark.
Yeah, we're kind of spotty with them nowadays. But maybe that's working.
That's a good thing. You're not lying, Kat. So that's very true. That's very true. But yes, I was very impressed. But hearing her say that about DeBoer and the environment that they've created there, and what it's like there now, you're like, well, of course, the guy's won at every level he's ever been at, and there's a reason for that. His method works. It produces winners, and there's no reason to think it wouldn't work here in year one. Year zero doesn't count. We're flush year zero.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And like she said, and I mean, the athletes that are there are kind of verbalizing that too. You know, Ryan Williams has said it, like, you can feel it. This is us. And something like, I use this word every time, something feels galvanized. Something feels like, I don't know if it was last season or if it was the difficulty of the transition, but something's kind of brought all these dudes together. And that's a dangerous thing, man. It's a beautiful thing on the field if you're a fan, but if you're standing across the trench from it, that's scary, man. That's very scary. EJ, we're going to get to that here in just a little bit. I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring your comments. Just trying to
got thoughts on that.
Just trying to have some kind of order here, unlike the X chat that if you're not a part of, you need to link up with us over on Twitter. So, yeah, but absolutely great interview. Fantastic.
I'm with you, Brock.
Yeah, we'll be sure to clip that and upload it. So for those of you who are late, you can go back and watch it a lot easier instead of scrolling through the whole live for it. So it was fantastic. Now
happy to make that connection.
Let's talk about Alabama outside of recruiting. I know you guys all love recruiting, but let's talk about the expectation in 2025. And for that, we're going to talk about EJ's comment here. What do I think about what Grubb said today? I think Grubb was honest, and I like it. I like that he was honest. I like that he put it out there. Like, if Alabama, he doubled down. If Alabama was going to play Saturday, the guy is going to be Ty Simpson. And I'm okay with that. I think a lot of the talk about Alabama going after Jennings in the offseason from SMU, I think that some of that was bogus.
They're not going after that dude. That's horse bleep.
No, he had a worse completion percentage than Jalen Milroe. Why would they go after him? So
that's just
but no, I think it was honest. I think what's more interesting about DeBoer, the comments that have come out this week, is there have been players coming out describing him as Nick Saban. They're saying he is exactly the exact same temperament. He expects perfection. He makes the same like funny comments that you wouldn't expect Nick Saban to make, and then you sit down and talk to him, and he says something hilarious, and it catches you off guard. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, man. And you got him and Womack carrying over, and I don't think DeBoer is a slouch either in the getting on your tail department. I've heard some things that just because he's quiet doesn't mean he doesn't know how to cut it on. So
that's what was so annoying last year, was everybody was so mad that he wasn't acting like Nick Saban on the sidelines. And I'm like, what are you people talking about? Like, it's not Nick Saban. Why would you go out there and act like somebody you're not?
Yeah.
But somebody pissed him off. One player did something last year and he got in his ass. And so everybody remembered that.
No, they didn't, but that's okay. It is what it is. So, man, I can't get over that interview. It was a really good interview, man. Really happy that went well. Now, Jeff, what do you want to talk about? We always, like Cotton always puts together show notes. Let's talk about what Jeff wants to talk about. This is
we're talking about it.
It's your time to shine.
That's what I like talking about. Whatever, Alabama. I'm all in.
Nothing but the Tide.
Nothing but the Tide, baby.
Now, chat. What about you guys? What about you guys? Like, how are you feeling?
Grubb had to say that today. If the season started Saturday, it would be Ty. Of course, he's going to say that.
Well, I think
he's not going to say there's not anything else he would have said there.
I think he was doing some damage control too, because of the rumor that got out there about Bama going after Jennings.
Yeah.
Rhett Lashley complaining about it. And
I mean, he should be the starter coming out of spring with no fall. I mean, he's been there 3 years. This is second staff. So, he should be the leader if we played Saturday, which we do not. We still have a whole entire fall camp to go through before we play, and who knows what happens there. So That's exactly what I would expect Grubb to say in June.
Jay Burra, this is interesting because we kind of felt like this going into the season last year, and we were fooled. Like, I mean, Nick Sheridan probably wasn't the right guy, but now that you're bringing in Ryan Grubb,
it was a pinch. He got hired in a pinch.
He did. But you're excited about the defensive side of the ball, and I get it. You absolutely should be. Alabama's going to return the deepest and one of the best secondaries in the country. In my opinion, the best secondary in the country. Don't let anybody fool you on this defensive line. Don't. Just trust me. These guys are going to be getting after it. These linebackers are going to be young, but they're going to be good. They're going to be fast. But that offense this year,
special.
under Ryan Grubb, that's the key, man. Under Ryan Grubb, I think it's going to be everything we thought it was going to be going into 2024, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I agree with Daniel's comment here. This staff is actually better than the last couple of Nick Saban's. I didn't think the last couple of Saban staffs were the best, but at the same time, all his good coaches got hired. They're all head coaches somewhere. So
Absolutely.
it's like you got to hire someone. It can't all be first round picks.
It'll be interesting to see how DeBoer handles that when it starts happening to him
in
the next 2 seasons, because he's going to have some turnover that he's going to have to account for. Womack and Grubb, if they have success, aren't going to stick around for a long time. I think Shep's probably next in line to take over as the OC. But defensively, what are you looking at? Is it Lindquist? Who is it? But
I don't think Grubb's going anywhere at least for 2 years. I think he's here to coach Keelan Russell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
QB1. So, and build him up this year, then run him next year, and then maybe 2 years. If he's having fun, maybe 2 years. But I think that Grubb's at least going to last through at least one season of Keelan as his QB1.
Yeah. Let's talk about this point just really quick, and then I want to talk about just kind of do some housekeeping really quick. Brock, we are deep at running back. And I think I've said this before. I don't like Crane and company just because they're not, they do hate on Bama, but they were kind of breaking down the FSU game, and they made a really good point. When you factor in all the external things that are going to be going on in that game, you're taking a brand new quarterback on the road. I know FSU wasn't good last year, but it is an intimidating environment. It's the first game of the season. It's the last day of August, or the end of August, is going to be ridiculously hot and humid. I think Bama might try to grind this one out. They might put that offensive line to the test and see what they can do. And with that running back room, I'll go ahead and tell you, somebody's going to leave after this season just because there's not going to be enough room. I hate to say it out loud, but it's probably going to happen, especially if they're going to bring in Crowell and another running back in this class. So we'll see. I may be wrong there. Maybe they got guys who they can keep happy and fat and satisfied, and they want to compete. But man, Bama is so blessed at that position. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Daniel Hill looks like Derrick Henry out of nowhere.
Dude, you're not kidding, bro. I saw a picture of Zay Mincy today. Dude looks like he's 35. What are you doing, brother?
Man, what about that lineman LePancake? He's like 7'4". He's got 87-inch biceps. That guy's a beast. Put him out there left tackle.
Yeah, is anybody else in the Facebook groups that are getting plagued with the fake AI commitments? Anybody else getting those? It's hilarious.
Guy looks like the Incredible Hulk with an Alabama football jersey on.
Share your AI Facebook group horror experience with us. For those of you who there's 775 of you watching right now.
Thank you, 775.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Welcome to Way Offsides.
Awesome.
I know a lot of you are hopping in for the Xavier Griffin interview. We've already done that in the first 20 minutes of the show. Make sure when you're done here, go back and rewatch. But if you're not subscribed, again, there's 776 of you. A lot of you are watching on Twitter. Go over to YouTube really quick and just give us a sub. We're covering everything going on with recruiting right now. Daily updates, shorts, long form content, lives, everything you need. There are commitments coming in anytime. It could be tonight, probably not tonight. It's already getting late, but I would imagine tomorrow or over the weekend, early next week. There's a lot of commitment dates set that are going to be happening towards the end of June, early July. You guys are going to want that instant analysis, that instant reaction, or maybe even the predictions. Make sure you're subbed, hit the notification bell. While you're at it, please consider becoming a Way Offsides member. Our
awesome.
memberships they can be found on our YouTube page. This helps us continue bringing content to you guys, content that you want to see. Obviously, based off the amount of people watching tonight, you guys want more player interviews, more recruiting interviews. We can do that, but we really need you to kind of help us out with that. So please consider in the super chat donating or becoming a Way Offsides member. There's 2 different tiers, and this is what you get for each one. So
these are good stuff here. You guys jump in one of those.
Yeah, please do that.
Jump in one of those.
So back to the comments, because we've got a ton of comments.
I got a question for the chat then. Who are you most excited about this upcoming season? What player? Besides Hollywood. Besides Hollywood Williams. That's too easy to say him.
Thank you, Dan.
But what player are you most excited about heading into this season? For me, obviously, it's not obvious, but I don't even know if he'll play. Keelan Russell was mine, but, it's if he doesn't play this year, it's understandable being a freshman, but he was who I was the most intrigued. Who I was most intrigued by. Yes, Brock. That's a good one.
Who did he say? Dude.
Jalen Hill.
Yes. Everybody's forgotten that Jalen Hill exists. And
he's going to remind everybody.
Dude, the talk is all around Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, and Jeremy Bernard. Just wait. Absolutely wait. Now the guy, and then there's another one. There's another one right there that you need to be. J-Bake. There's another one there.
This is a good one too.
Latsier Brooks, man. Latsier Brooks was the steal of the 2025.
Oh, these are some good names.
Bama got
Zay Brown.
Yeah. I also another guy Jeff probably already knows defensively who I'm going to say. Do you want to tell him or do you want me to?
I'll let you do it, my friend.
Mr. Jefferson. I know a lot of people don't like his size, and he did have some assignment issues where he wasn't filling the right gaps and things last year. But this kid, I'm telling you, when he's on the field, Alabama's pass rush looks different. It looks different. I'm excited to see what kind of havoc he's going to wreak in 2025. I think that you're going to see a much improved, more mature player. He's going to have that motor, but he's going to know where to direct the vehicle. He'll have the steering on it this time. You know what I mean? It's going to be crazy. Justin Hill, Dijon Lee is somebody that's turning a lot of heads. Amber,
who's the kicker?
I don't know, man.
Kicker?
Who's kicking? J-Bake, who's kicking?
He said somebody hit an 80-yarder.
It was me.
New kicker hit an 80-yarder last year. Who's the new kicker?
It was me. Richard
Steven Willie Beeman? Nobody can tell me who the kicker is. Connor Talty. Is that the kicker?
Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
Just looked like a kicker's name. I didn't look at that name and go, that guy's a middle linebacker.
You just know immediately.
You just saw that name and immediately knew he was a kicker. Sorry, kickers. Not trying to discriminate, but as soon as I saw that name, I was like, that's got to be the kicker.
That's good.
Real Weichert.
That's good, Zach.
That's it.
Somebody
got a rubber nose and mustache disguise.
Somebody I don't think anybody said that I am really, really looking forward to watching in 2025. Bray Hubbard, bro. Bray freaking Hubbard. That dude's real, man. He's legit.
Man, he's like the old school kind of safety, like the John Lynch kind of safety,
Yes.
that will just blow your S up.
I absolutely love it.
It's like, do I step in front and pick this ball off, or do I split this guy in half?
Do both.
And yeah.
And he can do both. Bray Hubbard.
So
dude,
I'm excited about him.
So doing what we just did, talking about all these players, I want to address something.
Josh Jose Cuevas.
LT Overton. We're laying out all these players' names, right? And I want you to think about Exciting White. I want you to think about what everybody outside of the Alabama fan base is trying to convince themselves of. That Alabama is
that we're going to go 8-4.
Alabama still has probably the most talented roster in the country, if not one of the top 3 most talented rosters in the country. And now you've got a staff that has NFL experience offensively. Kalen DeBoer does not lose anywhere he goes. Kane Womack's already proven that he knows what he's doing. Bruh. That's all I'm saying, man. Anybody counting Alabama out in 2025 is ridiculous. And I know, Ty Simpson's not a proven quarterback. Who cares? Alabama doesn't need a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback to win a national championship. They don't. Look at the last one they won.
These people out here calling him 8-4 DeBoer. You got to be kidding me! Like,
that's dumb, bro.
Oh man, that scared people talking all that noise. That scared people.
Yep, highest blue chip ratio in the country. I'm telling you, man. Like Alabama's, dude. It's and it's hard. It's hard because when I say it, it sounds biased, and there is some bias. I'll admit it. There is some bias, but when you look at this roster from top to bottom, it is talented. And the guys that came in, not a 4 or a 5-star, they were recruited because of their potential for development. Latsier Brooks. If you haven't watched high school tape on Latsier Brooks, I don't know what you're doing with your life. That guy, there's no way he wasn't a 5-star wide receiver coming out of high school. It's crazy.
He was destroying people.
Yes, it's absolutely crazy.
Like Jalen Waddle style. I mean, he was just leaving people in the dust. Snatching balls out of the air.
Dude, Bama's in a really good spot.
He's going to be a problem. Latsier Brooks is.
Not just that, man. They're recruiting well. It doesn't matter what happens from here on out. Alabama is going to finish with a top 5 class. Honestly, they're going to finish top 5. And
Nick Saban said this: "You're only as good as the staff around you." And DeBoer has assembled an incredible group around him with specific design specifically for what you're seeing.
And what was interesting about it is, as soon as DeBoer came in, everybody was worried about what he was going to do in terms of roster retention, but his focus primarily was on the staff. And that's because he understood that, Jeff. He understood that I've got to put together a staff that can not only hold together this locker room, but they can recruit. They can get out, and they built a pipeline all the way across the country. Nick Saban would win the state of Alabama. That was a given, right? He would go and pull some guys out of Louisiana and Texas. He would go pull guys out of Florida and Georgia. Every now and again, he'd go get a guy out of California. Kalen DeBoer's doing that all over the country, all over the place.
He sure is.
This guy we just interviewed is from Gainesville, Georgia, man. He's from Gainesville, Georgia.
Yeah. Man, and he's raving about it.
Because mom's a Bama girl, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. It's just, and I know Amber, I don't know, maybe Amber invites it. Maybe she antagonizes it a little bit, but Amber's been catching hell all week. She does, man. She catches hell all week long from Michigan fans. But I think she's gotten to the point where she's like, yeah, I'm going to purposely say what I'm going to say because I want them to come at me. Come at me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro. But Amber, but that's what they all say. That's where it winds up. Auburn fans, Ohio State fans, Michigan fans, Georgia fans, Tennessee fans, LSU fans. Really, Georgia fans don't really say it that much because I think they know that. I mean, there are some that'll say it, but I think after Bama whipped their ass in Tuscaloosa last year,
can't be 1-10 against Alabama in the last 11 games.
But they know, like they know, like Alabama's not going anywhere. And listen, to the Matt Mosconas of the world and all these other people that are saying this kind of stuff, guys, that's shock journalism. You know how I feel about that. They're saying something to incite and elicit a reaction out of you. And when you give them the reaction, Clint Lamb said it earlier, they're just going to continue to do it because it equals clicks with equal exposure.
This is how Paul Feinbaum became an icon down here.
So and you know how I feel
about a king of all this stuff because of exactly that.
Exploiting you.
Yes.
And I absolutely
every day, 5 days a week. That's exactly how we did it. Shock value, shock journalism. That's all that Moscona, whatever that douchebag said.
Yeah.
He's just getting shock value. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. Look, here at Way Offsides, not only do you get informed and you get, a lot of backdoor information, but we're entertaining. We don't have to say egregious, ridiculous stuff to keep you guys engaged, right? We just have to go randomly find Xavier Griffins to interview, and then 900 of you show up in the chat.
That's true. They do.
Aaron, what'd you say?
I love it.
All right, guys. He said don't jump me, but jump him. Jump him.
Bama losing to
Aaron.
Vandy, LSU, and Georgia.
Aaron,
I think we're going to lose
Alabama's not
2.
losing.
I don't think we're going to lose 3, and we're not losing to Vandy. Sorry, Aaron. That ain't
Not
happening.
again. That won't happen again. I think if Alabama is going to lose 2 games, it's going to be to Georgia and SC this year. That SC game scares me a little bit on the road. Georgia and Athens on the road early. But let's be honest, Georgia has an Alabama problem. And so you have to factor that into your – I do think Alabama yeah, I read.
If Ty doesn't turn the ball over, we're going to be just fine. That's the biggest thing. If he can just not turn the ball over.
Aaron, who do you pull for, man? Who's your team? Hold on, because I gotta.
Don't jump me. We're not losing to Vandy.
We won't.
We might lose 2 or 3 games, but Vandy won't be one of them.
We won't jump you, but I definitely think you're way wrong there, buddy.
Yeah, I can't agree with you there. I'm trying to be objective, but I don't think we're losing to Vanderbilt.
Absolutely.
I mean, if anything, Kane took so much poop for that game. If anything, this will be his comeback.
Well, I get the thought process behind it, because then he turned around and kind of did the same thing against Oklahoma. But the difference in that was the defense was exhausted in that game. The offense could not sustain anything. They were on the field 75% of the game. Vandy, that one's a little, that's inexcusable.
You go on the road and that disparage in time of possession and only give up 17 points is not a bad, is pretty damn good.
Aaron, if you're a Gator fan, I'm interested. I really want to hear your opinion. Everybody in the chat, be nice to Aaron.
Aaron, okay. Is he a Gator? Did he confirm it?
Yeah, he's not a Tennessee fan. He's not an Auburn fan. He's not an LSU fan. So let's talk to him. Aaron, legitimately, do you feel like Alabama has completely fallen off the face of the earth, like everybody else says, outside of the Alabama fan base?
There's no way anybody with a functional brain can believe that.
Oh, this guy. What's up, Outlaw? Hey, y'all be sure to go over and follow Outlaw. Solid dude. Really fun content over there.
What's up, Outlaw?
I checked him out last week and subbed, so be sure to go check him out. Thanks for stopping in, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Outlaw.
Yeah, fun dude in our Way Offside chat over on X too. As long as he doesn't change the chat name. Thanks, man.
The appreciate Outlaw Posse.
Yeah, good looking out, brother. Why entertain this clown? Who are you talking about, Eric? Are you talking about Aaron? Because I want to hear what his perspective is of Alabama. That's all.
Is this a Gator that just go Gators? This?
That's Jackie. So, everybody, please be nice. Thank you. New sheriff in town. Watch yourself.
Well,
everybody be nice. That's family right there.
I know. I think Aaron I was wanting some Florida chat if he was.
Aaron's like, I'm not. Yeah, I was going to try to talk about Florida with Aaron, but he popped off. So we'll keep.
That's a good segue into our upcoming shows next few weeks. We've got some guests on from some other fan bases. I think it should be fun. June 26th, the boys from Auburn Anonymous are joining us. They're legendary Bama trollers, and I respect them for it. But they're nice dudes, man. I've reached out to them, so they're going to come on the 26th, and they're going to discuss their beloved Auburn Tigers and tell us why Auburn is a playoff team this year.
And we're going to go toe-to-toe with them.
And we're going to mock them and make fun of them, and they're going to make fun of us back, and we're going to have a good night. It's going to be a good time. So that's coming up on June 26th. So be Bolo on June 26th for the guys from Auburn Anonymous. We got some more guests coming up, but do
you want to hit at them? Yeah. Do you want to hint at them yet, or do we want to hint at them yet? J-Bait, what we got going on, brother?
We're going recruiting. That's like the third time he's typed that, so it must be something big.
Text me, J-Bait. Text me what's going on. Text me what's going on.
Yes, Kat, I agree. The chat will not behave that night. We're gonna have to Put a disclaimer out there before we go live for the chat to please treat
Jay, some of you guys, I might have to make you, Eric, might have to make you guys mods to kind of keep people reeled in. We want to.
They understand that. I told them that. I said our chat can get unhinged, so just you guys beware. We'll try to tell them to be nice, but they may ignore our request.
Yeah. You guys did a good job during the interview, though. I do want to clap and say, yeah, you're welcome. What is this question? Who's coming to Bama tomorrow? The President of the United States. Dude, listen, let me go back to the Woot board really quick because can we, Jeff? Do I have your permission? Yeah. I know how you feel.
I'll dump you back in.
That's all right. So, Eric, this is everybody. Why is that comment still popping up? Get it out of here. Get out of here, comment. I got it, Jeff. So this, why is it the old Woot board? Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. Jeff, Eric, this is everybody that's predicted to land with Bama right now. I gave some names earlier that I want you guys to keep an eye on. Okay. Those names are as follows. I'm just giving you the last names. Do your own research. Williams, Kelly, Golden, and Brooks. Those are the names that I want you to watch that are on this list. You can also keep an eye on Malachi Lee. You can also keep an eye on Jet, not Jet Washington. So I'm not saying that those commits are coming, but I'm saying those are guys I want you to keep an eye on. There are 3 guys coming, commitments coming very soon. Those could happen tonight, tomorrow, the next day, over the weekend. I doubt they'll happen over the weekend, but they could, or early next week. Alabama has a crazy official visitors list. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm just messing. Jeff is our official producer, and I'm just messing up his entire.
You can't keep up with you. That's not even the right overlay. You're fired.
We fix it while I'm
there.
We fixed it. I got it wrote down, and I need to tell everybody. So, right now, what we have coming up this week, so Brendan Arrington, Tristan Keys, Nick Abrams, Tyson Bacon, Roman Voss. Now, some of these, keep in mind, official visits are a lot like recruiting. They're fluid. Things change, okay? Elijah Golden is a name that you need to watch.
Outlaw, thank you for the super chat.
Boom. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Samorian Wingo, Elijah Golden, Wilson Zaire, Jacob Eberhardt, a couple other names that you guys aren't going to know or care about. So
are these people are coming this weekend? Is this the visit list this weekend?
Official visits this weekend. So what does that look like, right? What is
that's going to be jumping in T-Town.
Yeah, I don't expect a lot out of this weekend's class. I really don't. And that's okay. There are a couple names. Golden, I want you to watch moving forward. Golden. Just moving forward. My back pop when I call, fake call. But next weekend is the class that's the one. That's the one that you need to be watching. That's the one where Sadarian Morgan's going to take his last OV. Xavier Crowell's going to take his last OV. Tank Jones will be on campus, right?
Follow the visits.
Yeah, this isn't done yet. Follow the visits. Some of these recruitments will go into the fall. They'll take visits to campuses during the season. We saw that a lot last year. And Bama's going to lose a guy or two, just like every other team in the country will. All right, and then they'll gain a guy or two. Auburn lost a linebacker today, who is now – I got gold in my throat, Cat. Golden. But Auburn lost a linebacker today, who's now the word on the street is that he may make that noise and flip over to Alabama. We'll see if that's true. We'll see. So
is he inside or outside backer?
I honestly don't know. Somebody tell me. I'm sure Jay Bake knows.
Somebody knows.
Let's look him up.
Somebody knows.
I was preparing for our interview. So Jim Michael Garrett. Let's see. Okay. Jermichael Garrett, it just says linebacker, 6'5", 195 pounds, decommitted. He's from Oxford, Alabama, my hometown. Go Jackets. Jermichael Garrett. I'm so sorry that I didn't know who you were. I feel really bad. Man, this guy's been on 12 visits to Auburn and just decommitted. He's got an OV. He's got an OV lined up for Miami this weekend and then Texas A&M. What does that tell you? Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Auburn, and Miami are all involved in his recruitment.
When is Tank's announcement? Do you know? Or is that Chris's area?
Chris should know, but we'll look him up and see.
He's been kind of mum. He's been pretty quiet on.
He's kept his recruitment very, very quiet, which is fine. I think that's good. That's what works for him. Yeah, he's yet to set a commitment. I'm going to say a commitment date, and that's okay. It's going to come down, I think, between Alabama and Auburn for him. We'll see. Right now, his trajectory is towards Alabama, but Auburn's neck and neck. He is, like I said, he's already taken that official visit to Auburn. He's going to visit Bama next weekend along with some guys. He'll be in Oregon this weekend. But I feel like just Chris talks to a lot of the coaches in South Alabama, and they feel pretty good that he's going to end up in Tuscaloosa. We'll see. That is not an official prediction. That is just me telling you what I've heard. So, Michael Robinson, to answer your question, I think we have about a 50-50 shot at him right now.
We're in the conversation.
Yeah, talk to me next weekend after his visit, and I think it might be more like 65%. So, we'll see.
Yeah. We're in this living room. That's good.
There we go. Caden Fife. Jonathan,
what position does he play?
We haven't seen you in a while. He's defensive. He's a defensive line. He's out of Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3-star guy. He's got offers from a lot of other schools. Something else I want you guys to know, because I know that folks are kind of getting a little wild about these 3 stars. Brian Williams, for example, the wide receiver, that's now projected and predicted to land at Alabama. He's a 3-star. He's going to be a 4-star before it's said and done. This guy, Caden Fife, I think also will probably fall into the same category. He is now Fife is a 2027 guy. We don't really want to, Jonathan, honestly, we don't talk much about the 2027 class right now just because of that. I mean, 2026 is so fluid. 2027 is just going to be way crazier. So, anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
There we go. Yes. There's a lot of guys like that. Latsier Brooks is going to be one who we're going to be talking about in a couple of years. Like, I can't believe he was a 3-star guy. I remember Josh Jacobs, like crazy. The guy was a 3-star recruit, barely had any offers. And then we saw what he did at Alabama, and then he gets drafted. This staff is capable of doing the same thing. So, yeah, again,
very much so.
Before we wrap up, guys, lots of recruiting news coming up over the couple of weeks. Very soon, like Jeff said, we've got a lot of guests coming on. We will be doing more recruiting interviews. We'll also be getting some players soon. Reassign nicknames this fall.
Skittle.
It's good. Really good.
That's amazing. Thank you for that gift, because that will forever be what I think of when I see South Carolina. Is Skittle.
I'm gonna screenshot that. It's
yes.
But to Jeff's point, we've got a lot of other groups that are going to come in. We're going to go toe to toe with a lot of these other fan groups: Georgia, Auburn. Are we getting a Tennessee group in here yet? Have we?
I haven't found one yet. LSU, we got LSU.
LSU,
come on. That'll be fun. One Auburn, Georgia, and then a couple some guys from Bama Standard are going to come on. Herb and Roger coming on, and then Super Bama fan JT said he was going to come on. On the 24th, I believe. That's tentative though, because they do a live show a half hour before ours starts, and so he may join us, but just come in, late once they wrap their show up.
Speaking of which, I'll be on with him on Sunday. Jeff, you're invited if you have the time.
Yes, that's the 15th, right? Yeah. I was planning on.
We'll be on with them over at the Bama Standard, so be sure you are subbed over there, because who doesn't want to see these beautiful smiling faces?
So I'm excited to be on a show where I don't have to worry about any tech stuff. Where I can just plug and play. Let somebody else pull it.
Thank you all. Hey, man, you want your graphics to look good. It takes hard work. So thank you all for hanging out with us. You guys are the best.
882. That's a good number. We had 900, I think, at one point.
Yeah, we did. So please, all of you, if you're not subbed, please go subscribe.
Please
hit the notification bell. We'll keep you up to date on all the recruiting information you need. We're going to be doing lots of breakdowns over the season. We'll be doing live reactions, live watch parties, everything we were going to do last season before we got into a fist fight with YouTube. And so really looking forward to it. Again, if you haven't, please consider becoming a Way Offsides member. That's all I got. Jeff, you got anything else?
That's it. Tune in the next few weeks. We got some good shows coming up. Chris will be back. Bill will be back at some point.
Maybe.
So we got some good stuff coming up as we get down. We're what, 79 days, 89 days to kick off, something like that.
I can smell it, baby.
We're in double digits, man. So that's gonna tick down pretty quick, and then fall camp be here for it. And that's when you'll really start seeing the separation of the ones and the twos and who's going to be where. You're really going to start seeing some stuff amp up in the fall camp. That's the best camp.
Yep.
Man, you see a lot of good stuff in fall camp. So that's what I'm really looking forward to fall camp.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Hope your families buy you new underwear and new socks. We know you need them. Christmas was 6 months ago. So, enjoy your weekend. God bless each and every one of you. Say your prayers, read your Bibles.
Love y'all.
Horns down. Beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.
Rolleth. I don't know if the video is